Hi everyone. So this is another video on charts, and in this video we are going to look at the way we select data to generate charts. So here we have a spreadsheet that might look familiar. This is our IT Carnival band, or the IT Carnival band, and we have different sections: the gigabytes, the quad core, and the absolute references. So we want to create a chart to display this summary data here. But notice that not all of the data is comparable. We have the cost of the costume versus the number of persons registered. So these two bits of data really does not belong on the same chart. However, we have the total payment expected and total payments collected. Now those two bits of data we can use to make a comparison. Now notice that in this range here, the data that we really want for our chart is not entirely placed together. We want the section names here. This is in the range B6 to B9. We want the total payment expected, F6 to F9, and we want total payment collected, G6 to G9. So we can't simply swipe across and select this entire area because we are getting data that we don't want in our chart and in fact cannot be in our chart. So we need to select some of this data, not all. So the trick to doing this is to use the Control key on your keyboard. Firstly, select the section names, then click Control on the keyboard and select the next range of data. Still holding down the Control key, select the last range of data that we want. Now release the Control key. Notice how the selection looks a little bit different from how it would normally look when we just select across. Now we have the data that we want selected. We simply go to Insert and select the type of charts that we want. So here we have just the total payment expected and total payment collected from each of the three sections in the band. So we can make a comparison. We can see in the section the absolute references that almost all the money has been collected. In the quad core though, there's still a lot of money to be collected. Maybe just about half was collected. In the gigabytes, we notice that the total expected is not as much as the other two sections. And in terms of the total payment collected, it's probably just over a half of what we expect to collect. Now, if we switch rows and columns, we can actually see the data in a different way. Total payments collected grouped together. So we see that the absolute references was a section from which we collected the most amount of payments so far. And if we look at the total payment expected, we see that we expect the most amount of money to come from the quad core. So you can look at the data in different ways.